Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for Christ the King Sunday. It's the very final Sunday of the church year. We're looking at John 18, and especially the last verse of John 18. John 18, yes. It's been a crazy morning. I won't go into all the details, but there we are. John 18, the last verse, 37, the last half of that verse, and it's, those who belong to the truth, listen to my voice. I love that phrase. I keep getting drawn back to that, those who belong to the truth. For a long time, I read that as those who believe in the truth. And it's different. It's those who belong. The verse is... Oh, I've got Jeremiah up, the verse, but it's not believe, it's belong. And there's a difference in that. The difference is that believe tends to be much more of a head thing. And we could get around the coffee table and chat and debate all that, but that's how I see it. That believe is more head and belong is more heart. And this idea that those who belong to the truth listen to my voice. And it's really, I have this feeling of a kid going, you're not the boss of me. My son, when he was much younger, he's 16 now, much younger, and he was at his grandparents', my mom tells a story about how he sits at the bed and he crosses his arms, you know, that defiant, crosses his arms, says, you're not the boss of me, because that's the standard one. He goes, me not tired, me staying up all night. And that was in response of you're going to bed, it's bedtime. Me not tired, me staying up all night. And really, you're not the boss of me. You're not telling me what to do. I am not listening to you. And that's when we start butting heads and things like that, it's like, I'm done listening. As people called by God, we're called to listen. We're called to rest in that truth. We belong to that truth. It reminds me of family. This week's Thanksgiving in the States, and as we all know, we have wonderful family conversations around the table. Yeah, we do. And it also, there's things that cause tension and stuff like that. But we belong to the truth. We belong to Christ. God claims us in the waters of baptism. God claims us and says, you are my child. We belong to that truth, and we hear that voice, and we are compelled to act. Two different directions I'm going on this. One is about 2015, I did a children's sermon using earplugs and headphones. The idea that earplugs are a way when we don't want to listen to anybody. We put the earplugs in and I'm just there. I'm not going to listen anyway. It's a way of closing us off. Headphones, even though we've got, you'll have kids that put in the headphones and it's a way that, but I talk about the headphones connect us to the source. When I'm going to date myself, got my Walkman, I've got my cassette tape, I've got my headphones in, and I'm listening, and I'm connected to the source of the music. I'm connected to the source of the movie. I'm connected to the source, and that idea of the headphones help us listen to the source. So we are called as people who belong to the truth, belong to that source, and we are called to listen, and then we are called to act in love as we are sent out. So that's one direction about the idea about listening. The other is the reminding about belonging. And this is where we get tied to the waters of baptism and we remind the kids and we remind one another. We might have everybody turn to one another and we can bless the kids ourselves. We can turn and we bless them and we say, you are a child of God and you are marked with the cross of Christ forever. You belong to God. And this idea that even though the king language for us in the States at least is foreign, is out there, we don't have a king, but we do believe that Christ is our king and God calls us together and that we belong to the truth, and that belonging we claim in the waters of baptism as we've been claimed. So the whole idea that I'm really focusing on is that blessing, that we are children of God, we belong to the truth because the truth has claimed us, and that truth being Christ. So anyway, a couple of springboards for you. Hope you can use them. I hope it can be helpful in your own children's sermon exploration, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Thanks for stopping by.